Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monday Night America. And the most pressing question for me is where the EFOC is my. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's my coffee. So we're going to see how it's going to go. I have my coffee ready to go. Oh, dude, I smell it already. Dream, what are you having tonight? Oh, well, all kidding aside, folks. Monday Night America, this is our closeout episode. Thank you for joining us. Let us know who you are and where you are in the chat room. Head on down there to ndbmedia.net. You can stay up on all the events that are going on across the NDB Media universe, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So, you know who I am. I'm Roger, and what a privilege. And let me tell you, folks, we are in the middle of our 17th year right here on NDB Media. And everyone thinks it's the big dog. Everyone thinks it's Michael. Hell, not even Gmo. When I started NDB Media, actually, when I started Noriega.biz, the website, remember, Dream?
Yep.
You were there too, buddy. And how apropos that you would be here finishing up with me on 2020, the year on 2024. Sorry, buddy. You notice it just happens, man?
It does. It's
but you're the one that loses. It's insulting to you.
It's all right. I just think it's funny. Yeah, no, I was here since the beginning, chewing the bubble gum and wrapping the tape on the cords and making it happen.
Those two moments were with the interview of Alan Dean Foster, one of the authors of our day. And Dream and I, we were doing it, baby. We were doing it, man. And he was so cool, dude. And he responded to you. There was something where the static was still going on, and then he told you something about the gum. What was it? Did he say, dude, you need more gum?
No, he said chew faster.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God. Yeah. He was awesome. And he also committed to like 15, 20 minutes. And he was on for well over an hour with us. I remember that.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He was a lot of fun to talk to. And I still have great memories, with my child. We'd go to the bookstore or whatever, and we'd just take a cruise through the fantasy and the sci-fi sections, and I'd be like, "Oh, I've talked to that guy." She's like, "Who?" I'm like, "See that guy that's up on the bookshelf 1,000,000 times in a row because of all the different books he's read."
Oh my God, Drew. I can't believe you do it as well. I've gone by with Gmo. We're like, oh yeah, Ellen Dean Foster. You remember him, Mija? She's like, no, should I? Yeah, we've interviewed him. Right there in the bookstore. And I just nonchalantly keep walking. Oh my God, that is so damn funny.
Yeah, it's a blast.
I didn't know you did that as well. I have to tell you, and I have a bone to pick. I'm still mad at you. I'm still mad at you because when you visited with me a week and a half ago, you used a word that I did not know. I was angry, and I admitted on air, I did not know the word. Do you remember what it was?
Vituperations.
Would you use it in a sentence, please? It was hilarious. It was appropriate. It was apropos, which I've been told that's not the proper use. I'm like, well, you're not on the program, so get the hell out.
Oh man.
Vituperation. I don't even know how to pronounce
Vituperations.
Vituperations. Ooh.
It was fun. Yeah, it's just when you're angry and berating people and giving them what's what. It's a fun little word that I like to use.
Wow.
And I learned this word, but I learned that in an interview that I watched. I was not a part of, unfortunately, when I watched an interview given to Sir Michael Caine. He had to use that. He used that word in a sentence, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know this one. I need to learn it now."
Good job, buddy. Because when you use that, I right away was like, "Huh." I did not know that one. I don't know if you saw the comment in the chat room, and thank you, Elizabeth Olivia Cooper, for the like on the program. Hey. God, please distract me from this game. Hi, Dream. So knowing that there was 2 dots, I'm a little mad with Elizabeth because I go by, the divine one here. Dream gets the oh God regularly, or I apologize. I mean used to. I don't know now. I don't want to embarrass anyone on air, but
Oh man.
I know that you were in charge of several prayer groups growing up.
Yes.
I'm sorry, dude. One little
Oh man.
makes me stupid.
Well, share with everybody what you have in your coffee cup.
It was a small bit. I have Nescafe. I have Nescafe coffee, and it is, I had to add something to it because it is illegal otherwise. And I have a shot of Bushmills single malt Irish whiskey. And Dream, I like it in the coffee.
Yeah.
It actually tastes good. But I genuinely did put, just a tiny, it's not even a shot, brother. It's not. Realistic.
They don't have to know that. You poured half a cup of whiskey.
So what's going on in tonight's game? Apparently she's unhappy. Oh. Uh-oh. San Francisco's winning 14-13.
Oh, that's okay. It's just starting.
That's okay. Yes.
And
that sounded like
14
Christopher Pine.
to 13. That means there's been a couple touchdowns scored on either side.
Okay, shall we start taking a look at the numbers? I'm gonna head on over.
Let's wait.
Okay, fair enough. We will.
It's too early for that.
I agree. I never follow the games just because, and I think it irritates the other competitors. What a dick. One little sip of Bushmills, dude. And the full scorekeeper is coming out. Oh my goodness. You like so highly of yourself, my king of evil. Dream is nicer than you. Oh, yeah. Duh.
That's the facade I keep up. Give me a break.
Are you going to reveal private communications?
No. It is. So there's an old philosophical quote. It's from a book from Machiavelli. Is it better to be loved or feared?
Oh,
right.
Feared. Yes.
I say, is it too much to ask for both? Like in Iron Man.
Yeah. You see, the problem is I have to be feared because I will never be loved. Dream will be loved, admired, and desired. And it is what it is. And lucky bastard. But anyway.
You're too kind.
Dude, I heard it every day at the youth group.
Oh, stop.
Every day. From Melody all the way down to the other girls. And I'm just like, I'm still breathing, right? I'm alive. And I was there.
You treat people with kindness and respect, and it just sounds like a whole lot worse.
Yeah. All kidding aside, I do remember, and we're going to go off on the morality tangent for a moment. I remember we were doing a gathering on a Friday night, and we were talking about charitable contributions. And I was going to give his real name, but Dream and I, we deferred to each other almost on everything. I respected, and I say, because I'm talking about that moment, I still respect him. I still admire him. It's obvious. You guys know that. But we were talking about giving a charitable contribution on the street. And a lot of the kids had taken on attitudes from their parents because none of them had jobs. None of them worked. Or well, maybe one or two did. But even they were saying that, well, I don't want to give my money to a drunk, an alcoholic, because they're going to use it for liquor. They're going to use it for booze. Before I could answer, Dream ever so politely and so eloquently looked over at me and just began to give the answer. Do you remember the answer you gave? And I'm putting you on the spot. And I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, this was many, many moons ago.
Dream said that if it is in your heart to give, it is not for you to ask what the person or the recipient will do with it. If you choose not to give, already judging that person, the issue is with you. And I nodded, I looked at Dream, and we carried the conversation forward because we acknowledged if you're going to give, you're going to give. It's not for you to question. Otherwise, it's just an excuse. Do you remember that, brother?
Yeah, that's similar to what I teach my kids. I mean, I've always thought like what you do is between you and God. What they do is between them and God.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and who am I to judge what they're going to do? That's up to them. If I can help, I'm going to help. If it's within my means and within my ability to, I'm going to do my best. And that's just how I've always tried to be and live my life.
Sorry. I was still learning as to who Thomas was. And it was that moment because Thomas is significantly younger than I am. But when it came to tenets of our faith, and he and I are not, geniuses when it comes to our belief system. We know what we know, and we admit that there's more to know.
Right.
We don't pretend to know everything, but most people think that we do, but that's neither here nor there.
No,
Anyway,
the more you know, the more you find out that you don't know.
Yes. And that attitude is what probably drew me to Thomas. And we carried that conversation forward, and I shared the story that I may have shared this once before, but I was over at my church in Los Angeles, and we were playing a form of baseball, but we were using either the racquetball or a tennis ball. We couldn't use a softball because we would tear up the yard, or even a baseball, so we had to use something softer. And I was in right field, and all of us, and it was a gate next to the street, but I was in right field, and all of a sudden, someone came up behind me, and I turned around. I was 11 or 12. And obviously, he was a taller gentleman. He was a willow. He hadn't shaved in days. He was thin. And he immediately took hold of my hand and he shook it. And I could instantly tell there was at least 2 fingers missing. And he looked right at me and he said, "I'm sorry. I need a drink. Do you have any change?" Or he said, "Do you have anything so I could buy a drink?" Even at that age, I was floored because there was no BS with this man.
Yeah.
I could see it in his eyes that it was the ultimate little bit of dignity that he had left, that he had to ask a kid for loose change. I never forgot that. I still have it to this day. I still see it in my mind regularly. I immediately reached into my pocket. I think I may have had a dime, 2 nickels, whatever, maybe a quarter. And I gave it to him. And he thanked me. And he said he was sorry. After I gave him the money, "Thank you. I'm sorry." And he kind of walked away and he kind of went out through the gate. I'm sure crossed the street, maybe asked a few other people. But I never forgot. He didn't BS me. He didn't lie. He said, "I'm hurting. I need a drink." He was straight up with me. And it meant so much that he was honest with me. And I could see it in his eyes, dude. I felt the hurt in his eyes that he had to ask a kid, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in such bad shape that I don't think he was around for much longer. And I still remember him. I don't know his name. I don't know who he was. He was trembling, And to have to do that, to ask a kid, dude. Who asks kids for money, right?
Right. And the thing that I always, thought about, especially after I was old enough to start drinking, was if these people are living on the streets, it's cold out. Like sometimes it's cheaper to buy a bottle of alcohol and just to keep you warm, because they don't have like sturdy jackets and clothes and blankets and a roof and walls and everything to keep them warm. And sometimes they can scrounge around $5-10 and buy like a real small bottle of alcohol, or something cheap, that'll just keep them warm in the cold, and that habit just forms up, and then it becomes more of an addiction than anything else. But sometimes it's all you can do.
There are times that people ask me for money, and they would, if they would ask me for money, they'd give a reason or whatever, and I would tell them whether I had or not. And for many of you actually know that I used to give a lot. Whenever I had change, a dollar, whatever, I always gave, until what happened to me, or what happened to my father, happened to me. My father was one of the most, he was a man of means. He worked for what he had, and he was good at it. And I benefited, obviously, as his son. And every month, when the requests from the missions, from the LA mission right here, the whatever, the Indian school from Iowa, whatever, whoever sent him a request, he wrote a check every month for whatever it was. And I would just see it over and over and over, the amount of stuff. Back in the 70s and 80s, $5 was a lot of money. Sometimes he gave more, but he always gave. But when someone came up to him in public and asked him for some, he just kept walking. And I'm like, no, it doesn't fit. It doesn't match. It's
Does not complete.
no, you know, my father was incredibly charitable. If someone asked him, he always gave. The people they knew, but when it came to the street, he didn't. And I finally asked my mother, I said, why? Why does he do that? Oh, you don't know? Well, that's why I'm asking. One time he went out to a major event. It was probably to a club membership of something. And he was dressed in the full tuxedo, top hat, everything. He was styling in the 20s. And for those of you who've seen a picture of my dad, you guys know he's a Pedro Infante lookalike, the famous actor from Mexico. So he got hit on a lot, and people always went up to him. So my father was fond of carrying silver dollars. And this is in the 50s and 60s, mind you. And he was entering the place, and someone asked him to hit him up. Sir, may I have some money for whatever? He's like, no problem. He reached in his pocket. He gave him a silver dollar. Okay, a silver dollar back then was pretty much a meal, guys. It would get you a drink. It would get you maybe 2 eggs, something, 99 cents.
Cup
In the
coffee.
60s, come on, man. Yes. In the 60s, easy. He started to walk in, and he was amongst this crowd, and the guy out of nowhere says, and he yelled it out, that's it? You cheap, but in front of everyone in that social unit. And he had the dollar, and he threw it back at my father. My father was mortified. I don't know if my mother told me he picked up the silver dollar or not, but he never gave in public again because of that.
I thought you were going to, knowing who you are, I thought you were going to tell me something completely different.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I thought you were going to say he always wrote a check for all these charities, and you don't know why he didn't give cash to people. Says, yeah, because it's a tax write-off.
Oh, I may have to use that one in the future. Oh, very good. Okay, very good, very good. And I was like, oh, come on. That was years ago. Give it a few weeks, a few months. I'm in Mexico, taking my mom to go see our doctor right there in Tijuana. And I decided to wear my Florsheim black shoes. I think you might remember I wore Florsheim. That was probably one of my only sins.
Yeah, it was
Dude, I loved those black Florsheims.
Florsheims are so comfortable.
Oh my God, you can walk in them forever. So I had a pair of black Florships. I loved them. Some people say it's Florsheim. Some people say it's Florsham. All I know is they're
Not
great
a
shoes.
sponsor.
Right. Very good. I went to Mexico, and while my mother was seeing her doctor, then waiting for the prescriptions, right there, they had a place to shine them up. And, good old cheap Roger, I'm like, hey, no problem. I'll go in there and go get them shined up. And I'm like, all right, there it is. Boom. And now this is in the 90s now, okay? Not the 60s. So you need to measure the dollar value. Okay. So I'm right there. And I'm like, wow, they really look nice. And, I paid the price and I tipped the gentleman. I was really happy. I just let him keep the change because I paid in dollars. So it didn't matter, dude. We lose more money haggling over the change, right?
Right.
So I just, here, keep it. It was a great job. I'm walking in. I feel nice. My shoes are shined. And I'm about to meet up with my mother and someone hits me up. I said, in Spanish, sir, do you have some money? It was obvious I was a tourist. You could see the P on my forehead for pendejo. So I'm like, yeah, no problem. I reached into my pocket and I gave him $1. Okay. The different values of the economy. Okay. 30 years later, my dad gave silver dollars. I gave him $1, but okay. I gave him $1. And as I turned away, I was about, and this is in a pharmacy in Tijuana, the drugstore. All of a sudden, in a loud voice, what? In Spanish, what? That's it? You cheap SOB. And I'm like, and I'm turning around and everyone is looking at me. And this guy's just yelling. But the manager, unlike my father, the manager was like, he gave you $1? That's 3 times more than I give you. Get the hell out of here before I beat you. And this happened in Spanish. And I'm like,
that's funny. Oh, man.
I never give in public, Thomas. Or if I do, there's no one around.
All right. I would say it's because that's what the Bible says. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing.
They say that if you commit a sin, your children will suffer for it, right? Damn! That was humiliating. And
karma's
oh my
up.
goodness. Yes. And I was like, oh, come on. Don't be a coward. Don't be. Oh, boy.
That's funny.
But what is damn funny is he gave a silver $1. 30 years later, I gave $1.
And the funny thing is, the silver dollar is even worth more now because of the weight of silver.
Oh my God.
And back then, a silver dollar was a higher proportion of silver.
Yes. Oh my God. So that's why there's so many tales in that story. There's so many issues, but I have trouble giving in public as well. I do try to give, but I really watch out because now I understand what my father went through. I never, ever said a word after that. Never. Dude, I for years never gave in public. But you know what? We learn our lessons, right?
Right.
Oh, my goodness. Folks, I want to let you know that we're well into our program here. Why don't you guys, let's do a roll call. Let us know who you are and where you hail from. We're finishing out the year. Let me know what was your best moment. I'm going to share my best moment in a moment, and I'm kind of drawing this out because I'm going to hit up Dream because I want to steal a moment from his significant other. And you can tell me about that story while you think of yours. But your beautiful partner, your Ray Deatre, she celebrated an anniversary this year, didn't she?
Wow.
And that was being cancer-free, was it not?
Yep.
How many years now is it?
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to put you on. I did.
Yeah.
It was incident. To you who live it, you don't count the days. You don't count the hours. You see it differently. But your wife passed a significant milestone this year, did she not?
Yeah. She's over 5 years. So
It was 5 years, huh?
Yep.
Oh, I'm going to share something with you on air as well. I know that one time she put a picture, and your wife is beautiful, dude. She is. She's
Yes.
beautiful in here and up here. And dude, Lord of the Rings fan. She answers me from time to time when I send her Lord of the Rings stuff. And she'll comment on my Facebook page on time to time for the Lord of the Rings. You, dude, match made in heaven, both of you.
Yep.
Yeah. She posted a picture, and I think she had just gone, I think it was 5 years ago. And she posted a picture, and she said she wasn't doing, she had the marks because of what it had done to her, right?
Mhm.
She was, it's stealing my youthfulness. And I remember I turned to her and I said, those marks that you consider what it's stealing from you, no, those are your medals. Those are your buttons that show that you stood up to it, you battled it, and you won. I said, don't you ever think badly of it. Those
Yep.
are your battle scars from a battle that you fought and you won. And we started speaking somewhat regularly after that. Not that she didn't talk to me.
Yeah, no.
But I remember that moment. I told her, don't you dare say that in the negative. That's your proof. And it's a proof to all of us that you beat it. And this year was her 5 year. That might not be her greatest moment, but that's a big deal.
This has been a very very good one. This is, I mean, 2024 has definitely been rough for a lot of people. We took a chance. We moved out to Arizona. We're over here now and trying to see how to keep our dreams going. What's the next stage? What's the next chapter? And there's a lot going on in the family that we're proud of and happy about. The kids are all successful and doing their things, successful in their jobs, successful just in life in general, amazing, intelligent women. And
yes, they are.
I'm just so proud of all of them. And then
my
wife,
forgive me for being rude, and damn it, beautiful too, but it's okay. Yeah. I get to say that.
Yes, they are.
Dude, they are. Good for you.
Is it? I'm so very proud of them. There's I actually just told my wife, they each remind me of her in a different way. They all have different behaviors and they show different sides of her personality and different sides of just who she is as a character, and they're reflections of her. And it never ceases to amuse and amaze me just how awesome they are. Yeah.
Dude, I believe that. And it is absolutely amazing. I don't know if you saw the comment in the chat room, and maybe if she's feeling up to it, she can go ahead and join us as well tonight, because Rosalind was pretty close to being at the beginning as well. She wasn't there at the beginning, but pretty much. So she shares her congratulations to Mrs. Dream.
Oh, thank you, Rosalind. I appreciate that. I will pass that on.
Yes. She's always been a cheerleader of you and of her as well. I'm not going to embarrass Roz anymore, but I know she had some major things going on. And folks, look, I did too. But as I tell people, it's not for you. I'm not doing this to feel sorry. I have pains, I have hurts, but like I've told people on air in the last few weeks, remember I went to my Facebook page, and I'm gonna show you the video again. I can't do it with sound because we'll get hit with a strike. But I played this one in early December, and I put it up again. And this is the way I see my life. That stop your complaining, because there's so many things that you can do, and there are people who cannot do even a little bit of what you do. And I saw this meme and I posted it again. I guess I put it a little bit further back. Wow. When I'm happy, I put like 10 memes in a row, huh? I apologize, folks, but here it is. Let me go to the screen now. She is phenomenal, but there she is. Okay. She says, there's someone on their deathbed wishing they have all the time you do. Do it sad. Do it unmotivated. Do it alone. Do it scared. Do it nervous. Do it heartbroken. Do it vulnerable. Do it stressed. Do it embarrassed. There's someone on their deathbed wishing they have all the time that you do. Yes. Yes, I agree. I live my life that same way. There are things that I cannot do and I may never be able to do anymore. But you know what? There's a lot of stuff I can still do. So I have what I have, and I'm like, we're good, dude. We're good. I'm not complaining. Because the cross that we all carry is unique to us all, right?
Right.
And I consider myself privileged that I'm still able to get around and do things. And I'm not able to do it as much or as often as I've wanted to. But hey, again, there are people that can't do anywhere near what I do.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not complaining. Roz says she's under the weather without my voice, but this year was interesting. Yes. I'm not going to go ahead and talk about because she tells me in private. She's posted some of her stuff, but I'm not going to speak for her. But it was a challenging year for Roz, as well as her family as well. As it was for mine. As it was for Dream. As it was for Elizabeth and everyone else.
Yeah.
But as we close out this year, do you sleep through the new year or do you celebrate the new year?
Me, more recently, I sleep. There was a time when I used to stay up and, bang the pots and pans or light fireworks or, stuff like that. But all right, let me put it to you this way. If I were to give you $10 million, would you take it? Stupid question, right?
I was going to say, just don't tell me what I have to do. I'll take the money first. Sorry, brother. Go. Because I'll do it. I'll do it.
What if the catch was, I give you $10 million, but you don't wake up tomorrow? Would you still take it?
Yes.
You're not able to pass that money on to your kids.
Oh, no. I agree to the original one.
Okay, because that was my first reaction too. I'm like, yeah, in a heartbeat. But no, you can't pass the money on.
No problem. I was radar at my unit in my job. If there's anyone that can spend money, oh, for the love of God, it is my skill. And knowing that we're on the internet, oh, baby, I can spend. And even though I cannot pass the money, I could pass enough for them to get by, even though I cannot pass the money. It's kind of like that movie. Is it called Brewster's Millions?
Yes. I remember that one.
Yeah, dude, that was genius. That was actually a really good movie. Richard Pryor, man.
He's funny.
Yeah, he was. I know there was an ulterior motive, but you know what, Dream? Yes, I would. Because I could leave instructions on what to do with the money and they would... Dude!
You're...
Sorry.
You know all about financial assets.
A little bit.
You know all about law.
We're not giving advice to anyone.
Like, I'm setting up a $10 million living trust to...
Maybe there's things, but dude, you can buy stuff instantly, and there are people that will give you cat. They'll give you what they want for cat, dude. There are things that you can buy and give to them, and then they can trade. You, from being in Louisiana, should know all about bartering, baby.
Yes,
dude, it's crazy how much bartering takes place over there, huh?
But the point of the matter,
I'm sorry.
the point of the matter is most people would not take that deal because just waking up is worth more than $10 million. You don't get another shot at this life. And if you're a kid and your parents are still around at any age, like just go easy on them. This is the first time they're going through this life too. They're still trying to figure it out. If you're a parent with kids, just be present, just be there for them. That speaks more than anything else. If you have a partner, and put down the phone, talk to them, be present with them. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. Enjoy each moment. And that's why I try to treat each day like that. And I've been trying a lot more lately. But I've been trying to just appreciate each moment because it's not a guarantee in this world. You know, the only things that are certain are death and taxes. Your
Thou
favorite.
speakest my languages.
Yes. So just take it for what it is. Enjoy their presence. Enjoy the moments. There was a clip in a show or something. I can't remember the 100% of the details, but you know, you don't appreciate the small moments until they're a memory, and it just hits hard. Like you have to take those moments, and the things that you thought were like just trivial, oh my gosh, silly moments, whatever, it happened, okay, cool. You know, you talk to your kids, 10, 15 years down the road, and they're like, oh my gosh, that was my favorite memory of that and this. And you're like, I can't believe you remember that. And it's just so important to just be fully involved.
Dream, let me take you back in a shared moment. When Gmo and I pass Imperial and Garfield,
I know what you're talking
and
about.
we go to Carl's Jr. Do you remember how
The lights.
the lights went out for what, a minute? She was tiny, dude.
Yep.
And I know that we went on a Sunday to go watch a sporting event. She joined us too. I remember that.
Yep.
Gmo would go with us to a lot of places, didn't she?
Yep.
But she remembers that. So young, dude. She still remembers vividly us, the three of us, being there at that booth. And every time I worked just down the street and I went to Carl's Jr., that was my booth right there. Every time I went to Carl's Jr. when I was working for fleet management. But I apologize. I was thinking of telling that to Dream earlier. So we had a conversation for a bit. And Elizabeth says, my best moments are able to look at my daughter throughout the year and see her continue to be mentally healthy and happy after a very long, frightening dark side. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing that. Rosalind says, sleep through. I used to stay up, cook black-eyed peas and pig's feet for good luck. It stopped working. Very good. I told a story a few weeks ago that after the movie was available on DVD, and someone corrected me as to when it was, but the final Hope, damn it, dude. You know how Coffee always jams us on Sports Talk with the guys?
Uh-huh.
You know how he always support. You know what I mean. He always helps us out, but he'll correct us. Hope does that. Damn it. She's really good at it too. But all kidding aside, she did the research about the DVD for the Final Destination. And for those of you that remember the DVD, there was a game called The Death Game. And I played the Death Game. And I was frightened, and I always kept it close to the vest because every time I played the Death Game, the date never changed. Everyone who I had play that game on DVD, it had like about 6 or 8 questions, and it would give you an arbitrary date. And everyone that played it never, ever had the same date. And I would push them to do it over and over. and they never got the same date. I played that game about 20 times, and it always said March 19th, 2019. I know, biblically, I know. Okay, I know. Okay, and we've discussed that too. So anyone who says, "Oh, I have the answer. I know when it's going to happen." Oh yeah, so you're saying you're greater than that dude, right? That wrote the book. Because even he said, "Well, don't ask me.
Yeah.
Ask him." So I'm paraphrasing a lot. I kept that quiet, and I lived my life moving towards March 19th, 2019, dude. And I was so frightened when that day, the day before, and when that day came, I think on Facebook on the next day, dude, I think I went all John Williams on the internet. Or I think I went Beethoven, Ode to Joy. I thought that was it. And I lived with that for a very long time, and I didn't tell anyone. In 2019, I very quietly closed shop. I very quietly put my affairs in order. I really believed, because that stupid DVD game designed by an engineer
Oh man,
to arbitrarily come up with a date.
that's so funny.
I can laugh about that now. I didn't laugh about it for years.
I'm sure you were laughing a
Dude, tears
lot.
are almost coming down.
March 20th was the biggest laugh you had.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like the big joke of, what was it, 2011 or something? You know, the Mayan apocalypse or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that was funny, and we celebrated on NTV Media too. That was hilarious because we knew what it was. But I did, dude. I quietly put my things in order. I made a lot of noise on March 20th. That's all I can tell you. Oh my god! And I think opening day for baseball. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, whenever I think of like the Mayans and the Mexico and like the ancient prophecies and stuff like that, it always reminds me of like the people that believe in aliens. And it's like how they build the pyramids in Egypt, and the aliens must have helped them and everything else. Nobody questions how the Mexicans built the pyramids in Mexico. They got them there too.
Okay, I heard that no one questions who built the pyramids in Mexico, though.
No,
because
they were
work.
just like, they were like, hey, there was probably a quinceañera that day, and they were like, hey, come on, Hefe, let's go.
Dream, we used to do this regularly, brother, and that's why every time you join, it is always special for me. I'm dying laughing, dude. I'm just having a great time with you, and dude, we're already 44 minutes in.
It does not seem like.
No,
not at all.
I die every time you tell me I'll see you there, and I'm like, we'll hang up, and I'm old and sexist, so I can get away with this. I scream like a little girl.
Lord.
When the Beatles come to town. So,
okay, boomer.
You prick. Ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night in America, we do have some stuff that we're going to be going over in a little bit. But I was talking about ending the year on some high notes, and I appreciate you sharing your best moment. I ask you all to share one of your best moments. I have to tell you that the reason why I asked Dream if he slept through 1995 was one of the most difficult years of my life, and I've talked about it. That was the year that my father decided to leave, begin divorce proceedings, and broke up our family. And I had to grow up fast. And again, it's not a sob story about me, but it was one of the most difficult years of my life. Ariel would turn 1 that year, and I was running the household right now. It was left up to me. And I would eventually fail in many regards. But that year was my año horribilis. When December came around, I was already done. I had spent so much energy that I borrowed from June and July of the next year. I was already running on summertime to end the year. When Christmas week arrived, there was nothing left. There was no candle. There was no wax, baby. There was nothing. And I remember falling asleep at about 7 p.m. on December 31st. I could not wait to get to 1996. I just couldn't wait, dude. And I remember sleeping through the new year. No one could wake me up. My theme was, I've had it. I'm spent. I'm done. I need to wake up in the new year.
Yeah.
And I did. Was 96 tough? Sure. But guess what, folks? Today's 2024. Things worked out in ways that I did not want them to, and there are things that worked out in ways that I had hoped they would. And I
was just
myself fortunate. Go ahead.
I was just talking about this with my daughter today too. My youngest, she's 15 now. She's talking about driving and everything else, and I told her,
I'm sorry.
we were talking about like Google Maps, right? We were talking about life. We just got deep, and I was like, "Have you ever used like Google Maps or any type of navigation apps or whatever?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, so what happens when you miss where you're supposed to turn or where you're supposed to go? What does it do?" She's like, "Well, it reroutes you." I'm like, "Yeah." Doesn't scream at you, doesn't curse you out, doesn't say, "What are you thinking? What are you doing? You missed your turn." That's not what it does. It reroutes you. It gives you the next best path to get to your destination. And sometimes you find a new path. Sometimes you meet new people along the way. Sometimes you find that hidden gem of a restaurant that becomes your favorite place to go. Sometimes, you learn things about yourself along that path. Like, you never really know what you're going to discover when things don't go according to your plan every step of the way. A, B, C, D, all the bullet points. Like, you got to be open to it and fluid. And this life, like I was telling her, it's like you can't get locked into it's not going my way. You have to just go with the flow. And every path that you could possibly be on has its own variables, has its own things that it's going to put in front of you. And you just keep putting that one foot in front of the other. As we've said many times, you just keep punching that proverbial clock.
You and I are in agreement on that, dude. The people that I admire the most, folks, I've said it. It doesn't matter what they're going through. It doesn't matter what it is. They're the ones that wake up every morning. They get the proverbial time card, put it in the slot. And I know 90% of the audience doesn't know what we're talking about.
No. They hit
Well,
enter
not
on the keyboard.
90%, actually 50%.
Right.
But you put in the time card and you punch that clock and they live. Those are the people that I admire. I appreciate you remember that, brother. I really do. Because they are the ones, the everyday people that no one will call them a hero. No one will acknowledge their existence. But yet they are there. And in many reasons, they are why we're here and we don't know it. The quiet heroes. The ones that move the world forward.
Yep.
And we'll never know. I lost my train of thought.
I
was going to say something and I lost
I'm sorry.
it. No, not you. I had it and then it just took off like the bird.
You know what? I'm going to get you a little model train for you to build. And I'm going to put it on, I'm going to name it Tangent. Because you always lose your train of thought when
And
you
it's
go off on a
accelerated.
tangent.
It has accelerated. I like that. I appreciate it. Right now, I think this is just a great time to remember how 2024 was. And we're already here on the 30th. It's amazing. And we have a chance to discuss it. Think of all the people that we lost this year in 2024. And I do have my own list of people that we've lost. Some incredible names in media, historical figures. Just recently, we lost a man who many people consider was a failure for 4 years. And yet, the life that he lived after those 4 years, no one can match what he did. And he was a former peanut farmer from Georgia, and he lived to 100. His wife passed a year before, and he was a good man. And he tried to do right by the world, not by those around him, but by everyone around him. He was a man of peace, and he was a smart man. He might have been one of the most smartest individuals to ever hold the office. Did you know that President Jimmy Carter had a degree in nuclear physics?
Wow.
When 3 Mile Island in 1979 happened, he went to take a look, and the Secret Service lost its mind. Sir, you're the president. You can't do that. He says, yeah, the only one that knows more about the radiation are the ones in the plant. I'm paraphrasing, and I'm probably making that up. The point is, the president went to 3 Mile Island because he knew what to do.
Yep. And George W. Bush couldn't even pronounce nuclear.
But he was a good man. George W. Bush was a good man. Did you
I'm not saying
know?
he wasn't. But
No,
we're
right,
talking about
right.
how smart Jimmy Carter was.
Yes. George W. Herbert Walker Bush. Oh my God. Or were you talking about W?
W.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about the dad.
No,
That's why
George
I
W.
immediately, yeah.
George W. is the one that said it was nuclear.
Nuclear. Or yes,
Nuclear.
you're right. Yes. And the internets.
Yep.
The internets. And I forget which others. Dude, he was funny. People said he was stupid. I said, stupid people don't become the president of the United States.
No.
Ruthless people become president of the United States. And he was in many ways. But he used the fact that people didn't think very highly of him.
Yep.
And he used it.
He played it because that made him one of the people.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't with him on very many things, but I remember on 9/11 that day. I remember, as a matter of fact, Dream, you as well remember 9/11.
Yep.
Because we were set to have a softball game on that Tuesday, and I was going to cancel it, and Fred said no. If we cancel, they win. Father Ed Dober told us not to have the event. Or he said, no, you will have the softball game. And we did that day. I remember that. I remember that vividly.
Yeah, I remember going into work that day. I worked at a high school, and all the teachers were in the break room, like when I walked in, and everybody's drinking their coffee, just watching the TV. I was like, what's going on? Like, what is possibly going on at this moment that literally everybody, because, you know, at a high school, teachers are pretty cool with each other, but there's always these rivalries, and I don't like this person, and that teacher doesn't get along with that person, and the math and the English teacher don't like each other, but everybody was in the room. And it wasn't the biggest break room, but every single teacher, the principal on down the line was in that break room watching the TV, watching the news clips of the towers coming down. And it would cut to the scene of you know, President Bush just receiving the news while he's reading to the kids. And we had to go on. They canceled classes, but they kept the doors open, and all the teachers and all the counselors and everything let the kids come to class. If the parents brought them to school, they would be able to stay in the class and just talk about what they were feeling and what was going through their minds and everything else. And not all the teachers decided to stay, but most of them did. And it was just free. They were free to go if they wanted to, but they told them the plan. And if you feel comfortable and you want to be here and be here for the kids, and you're more than welcome to stay. And I would say about 95% of the teachers stayed.
Yeah.
There was people that had family over in New York that left, and there were just teachers that were too much in grief on their own to be able to help and stay. But I'd say about 95% of the teachers stayed and talked with the kids and everything else. It is, man, we have gone through a lot as individuals, as families, as communities, as a country, as the world.
I hope my economics teacher, Monsignor Joseph Kokis, I hope his words do not come to pass for me, because he said every generation has a depression, and you guys are going to have one. Oh, thank you, sir. Hope that one doesn't come to pass.
It all started with Harambe.
Yes. You could see the look in his eyes when he was informed, but carried on to not scare the kids. Yes. So many people criticized him. I will not join in that.
No. He did the right thing.
I remember that day vividly. I was living in Sun Valley, and forgive me for the imagery, but I had the radio on, KFWB News 98 in Southern California, and they cut in and they said, "Stand by, we have a news bulletin coming in a moment." And I remember the exact moment. I had a towel. Sorry. I dried off my left arm, and then I dried off my right arm, and I was saying, what is going on this Tuesday morning? And a moment later, they said, we have, I believe the AP reported that a commercial airliner had either, they said, collided or crashed into the World Trade Center. And my first reaction, and that was at 5:50 in the morning. So think, at 8:46 is when it happened. So that's 5:46. I knew within 4 minutes because it was flashed in Southern California. And when they said that a commercial airliner had crashed into the World Trade Center, I immediately remembered in 1945, a B-17 bomber crashed into the Empire State Building in fog, bad weather. And my first reaction was, how in the hell, with all the technology that we have today, how did that happen? So I dressed in a hurry, and I'll make it quick because it's 7:00 now. I ran outside, put the TV on, and both my mother and my wife remember the words that I said. I don't remember, but I said, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," because I saw the building with the smoke coming out. And then my mother came out to see what was going on. And then we saw a black image go by. And then you hear the commotion. Oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
And then I told, did you see something fly by? And she said, yes. I thought in my mind we were watching you know how they do those?
Yeah.
That we were watching someone to come out with a simulation. I saw when Flight 175 hit. And I instantly turned to my mother and I said, we are under attack. I have to get to work. I am not a first responder. I am a second responder, if there is such a thing. I support the first responders. And I knew at that moment, my life, our lives had changed. And I had to get to work. The dilettante had to get to work. And we get in the car, we're driving down the 5 freeway on our way, and we're hearing what's going on. And I know what's going on now, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, if I were president. And I knew who did it. I knew who did. I actually had a darn good. It wasn't difficult to figure it out. I remember telling my mother, oh my God, if I were president, I already would have dropped the dime. I would have contacted a particular country in the Middle East, and I would have said, go do what we can't do. Go get it done. I'll cover up the mess. So I was basically calling, I was calling Tel Aviv and saying, unleash the Mossad. I don't care what they do. We'll clean up the mess.
Shit.
Yeah, I instantly would have. Thank God we didn't do that.
Right. There's a
We
reason
were
they're not
smarter
calling you
about it.
first.
I'm sorry?
I said there's a reason they're not calling you first.
Yes, there is a reason, because I would have instantly. And I went to work. I had to be there at 6:30. We got there, and I'm going back and forth to the break room. And I remember going to the break room after 7 o'clock, and I'm like, "Where's the other tower?" They said it collapsed. And then within minutes, I witnessed the North Tower go down. At that moment, our life was irrevocably changed. The life that I'd lived was over, and it was starting to get to me. And sometime later on, I called Father Ed. I say, "Hey, Father," he took my call. He was at the school, and he said, "What's going on?" I said, "Father, should we go ahead and cancel today's event?" He says, "What are you talking about?" "Father Ed, don't you know what's going on?" He says, "Well, I've heard that there seems to be something going on in New York." In the next minute, I explained to him everything that was happening and had happened. And the first words that he said to me were, "No, we're still going to have the game. Because if we change, they've won."
Yep.
Those words were seared into my mind. And we had the game, dude.
Yep.
I remember
took a different turn than I thought it was going to take, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I guess, I wasn't expecting it either. Elizabeth says, I was put on standby to fly out with medical crew, but was later told stand down because of limited to no survivors from collapse. We talked about that, and we had the youth group going, and everyone wanted to donate blood. And I had a natural aversion to donating blood. I'm like, I'm not going to. But you know what? Who cares? We need to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't say a word. I understood. And that was, I remember being at work at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon and looking outside at the downtown Los Angeles skyline and not seeing a plane in the sky. I remember that vividly for an entire week.
Yep.
If you guys ever want to learn a story about 9/11, you need to go and look up the story of Gatwick in Newfoundland or Labrador, I forget. Because as you all know, American airspace was shut down to everyone. And all the incoming flights had to divert. Cuba said, "We'll take you." Not because, they were hoping for, America was under attack. Cuba actually said, "We'll help." They were one of the first ones, but we're like, no. Canada took them all. And if you guys ever want to see something, go on YouTube, go and check it out. The story of Gatwick, a little town of 2,000 people that suddenly turned into 10,000 because every plane had to land at Gatwick. It's an incredible story. I remember after 2001 when the documentaries were happening, and I remember that there was this gentleman. He was of either Persian, we'll call it Persian descent. And when the building came crashing down, he ran to get away like everyone else. And he was running away while the first responders were running to them. But he was running and he tripped and fell. And he ended up spread eagle on the pavement. And he says, I'm going to die. And he turned around and he just stood there because he said, this is it. And this is a gentleman of the Islamic faith. He said, my moment has arrived. And before he could even think further, a gentleman from Israel or of Jewish descent, but the hardcore, the Orthodox ones.
Yeah.
Looked down at him, reached down, and before he could do anything, grabbed his arm and lifted him up. And he said, not today, brother. He said that he did not know who it was because we all ran to get away and he got separated from him. But he said it was he being Muslim. A Jewish man lifted him up and said, not today. Why can't we have that all the time, man? No, not a 9/11.
Jesus.
You know what I mean.
Yes.
Why? Why is it only then that we put everything aside? Folks, that's why we're here on NDB Media. Because we want to be positive. And yes, we do go in directions that we probably should not. We're human. But it also helps for us to air out the stuff, right? I suppose, yeah. Thomas. And as 2024 comes to an end, it's the memories of this year that will take us into 2025 and will make us stronger. If we got through 2001, if we got through 2008, 2004,
2019, we got through COVID. We got
2024 was tough, but we could get through that too.
Yeah.
I think it's served. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's a tempus fugit, memento mori.
Yes, folks.
And I mean that in a positive way.
Yes. And that's why I said yes. I was so shattered when Dame Maggie Smith passed away. I was crushed. David Soul, you all know him. Shannon Doherty. Oh my goodness. So young. There she is again. Dame Maggie Smith. James Earl Jones.
Darth Vader.
Ian Lavender. Shelley Duvall. Donald Sutherland. Alan Delon. Anouk Ami. She's a French actress. Bernard Hill. Oh my goodness, yes. Titanic, Theoden, among others. Many. I mean, this guy was huge by the time he showed up for Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Gina Rowlands. Timothy West. Janie Godley. I'm sorry. In media, Dr. Ruth Westheimer, Steve Wright, Dave Myers, Annie Nightingale, Michael Mosley, Quincy Jones. Liam Payne left us way too young. How old was he? 30? I'm sorry, 31. Francois Hardy. There he against Quincy Jones. Chris Christopherson from America. Jimmy Carter recently. Alex Navalny, who stood up to the tyrant dictator. John Prescott. Alex Salmon. Louise O'Donoghue. This was one of Australia's most revered Aboriginal leaders. I remember when she passed away. I didn't know of her, and I learned of her, sadly, after her passing. Frank Field. Writers. Paul Auster. I do not know him, but he was from the New York Times, I believe. Edna O'Brien. Barbara Taylor Bradford. Yes. Alice Munro. Nikki Giovanni. Achievers. I'm sorry, Camilla. Many know you. I do not. I will not insult you by butchering your last name. Peter Higgs. Chris Halenga. Daniel Kahneman. General Sir Mike Jackson. In sport. And these are others in sport. These are people from around the world, folks. I know the American audience does not recognize many of them, but these are from around the world. Just these few that passed away. Many, many more. Elizabeth says, if it wasn't for that island, most planes that were already in the air would have had many more issues. The townspeople sheltered and comforted full plane loads of passengers. You want to know what it is to be a human being? You want to know what it is to be Canadian? Look up that story. They opened their homes to strangers. They took them in. That town had a hotel for like 20 people. 8,000 or so flew in. It's an incredible story. It's worth knowing about it. Yeah. I'm going to save a lot of stuff for next week that I had set ready to go. I'm going to go over the top picks of 2024 from Consumer Reports. I still have some stuff that I want to talk about, natural cures and stuff like that. But I don't want to belabor it. I don't want to keep Dream anymore. I said an hour, and we're already an hour 15. But
I'm on your time, whatever we got to do, because I'm just chilling. I'm drinking my whiskey just like you.
So what are you drinking?
I have a bottle of Chivas I've been sipping on.
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying this. Dude, I don't think I like Irish whiskey straight up, but I am liking it with my coffee.
Irish whiskey goes great with the coffee.
Yo, dude, I'm enjoying it. I really am. Maybe that's kind of why I went dark a little bit.
But, all right, so here's the thing.
Please.
I'm okay with being dark at the end of 2024. Get it all out and start 2025 with all the happiness and joy and peace that we can muster.
I agree. Have you folks on the internet? I'm going to add on a Dream right now. Have you guys seen that meme that says, I'm not going to swear right now because I'm just not, that says, make sure to take a shite before the year ends because you don't want to carry any of the 2024 shite over to next year.
True.
I love that one. That one is great. I'm sorry. Yeah, you like that one?
Yep.
I saw that one the other day, and I've seen it a little bit more on the internet. Don't forget to take it. Because you don't want to carry it over to 2025. That's brilliant. I like that one. I really do. And that's a positive one, folks. Don't forget. Make sure you use your water cylinders. Make sure to use the water closets.
Right.
Oh, my goodness. So what's the weather like out there in glorious, I'm sorry, in Scottsdale?
I'm not in Scottsdale. I wish I was. That's a rich area.
Yeah, that's why. Scottsdale.
Yeah. I'm a little further away from that.
What, East LA? Just
I'm
screaming.
over in Glendale.
Hey,
Which is
that's a nice part of Phoenix as well, buddy.
it's not where I'm at. I'm where I can afford to be. So
Yes. Okay.
um,
Sure.
no, I'm in a good spot. The main reason we picked this place, 100% though, is the school that we're nearby is perfect for the kid.
Yeah.
It's very very much a theater and choir kind of high school. So we are very excited for that opportunity for her, and we wanted her to be in the best possible state, the best possible place for her
No,
to
I got you,
succeed.
brother. Yeah.
But yeah, it's about 60s, low 60s over here right now.
Okay. Wow.
You know, that's a freezing cold Arizona winter, but you know,
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, but you guys, oh, dude, how was your first summer, dude? Not trying to be a dick in any way. A little bit of
twice
a
as hot,
shock.
over twice as hot. Um, first summer I came in was the hottest summer that they've had. So we were in the 120s.
Didn't you guys have a string of like 100 days of
Yeah,
over 95 or something?
yeah, yeah. It was something like that.
Dude, it's
That's right when I moved here.
no.
It was
God.
gross.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, because you have lived on the East Coast. Um, you have a humidity over there that we, thank God, do not have over here.
You say East Coast. It was Louisiana. It's still the South.
It's along the coast. And you have that ugly humidity, brother.
Yeah.
Knowing, would you rather have 100? Okay, stupid. Okay, you know where I'm going. Would
Yeah.
you rather have 120 where you are, or 120 in Hammond?
Oh no, 120 where I'm at is way better than in Hammond. So
It's
the
disgusting. I
thing with the
remember you would tell me,
humidity,
dude.
yeah, the
Yeah.
thing with the humidity is it might be 89, 92 degrees over in Louisiana, but the humidity makes it feel like it's 120, and you're sweating the second you get out of the shower. So it's just gross. Um, you get all sticky and muggy and horrible feeling. So 120 here, if you're outside, the sweat evaporates immediately. So you just have to be very careful with hydration and making sure you're not getting heat stroke and being out there and stuff like that. So, 120 degrees here, I would rather have than 120 degrees in Louisiana, because in Louisiana, 120 degrees with the humidity is going to feel like 1,000.
Yeah. And it's really a stupid question, but you actually have had both now, right?
Yeah.
What was the hottest you had in Hammond, Louisiana?
I think 101, maybe
Oh,
99, 100, like very low hundreds,
yeah.
but it felt like 120, 130.
Oh, I
And then
bet.
working in a hot kitchen on top of that was ridiculous. So there was a short amount of time where we actually had to close due to the weather being so hot. We couldn't, in good conscience, let the guys work in the kitchen because it was just not sane. It's like even if you let them come in shorts and a t-shirt, like it's still ridiculously hot, and you're working over it with flames and boiling soups and jet flames on the walk station and stuff like that. So we just shut down for a couple days there when it was the hottest, and we're like, nope, not gonna happen. Take some time off.
Do you miss it?
I do. I miss the people. I
I
miss the
bet.
people that I the connections that I made over there. I would say more than anything else. It was a lot slower pace. It was a lot more spread out. So everybody kind of knew everybody over there. Very small townish. You'd go to Walmart and people would recognize you and say hi and stop and talk to you. Visit Arizona Natural Outdoor Museum. It is an amazing place not far from Tucson. Oh, okay. Arizona Natural Outdoor Museum.
I've heard about it as well.
Okay.
And yeah, I've heard about it recently. Actually, we did a Travelage radio program right there, and they talked about it. So yeah, you never know. Maybe take a look at it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so wrong about Gatwick. Gatwick is to the northeast of London. It is Gander International Airport.
Oh, you know what? I will tell you this. Yesterday, I was working at a restaurant, at the restaurant I work at, and one of the servers, or not servers, whatever, one of my people's got cut, so they were gonna. That means they were done for the day. They were just finishing up their closing tasks, and they were gonna leave. This is end of the night. Everything was already mostly clean, and this person is in the walk-in cooler, spills a whole pan of ranch dressing all over
Oh.
products, all over the floor.
Whoa,
And
wait! I
then,
don't work for you. That wasn't me.
no,
That
but
would have been me.
they came to me and told me and proceeded to stay and clean up their entire mess that they made. Got the shelves, ran them through dishwasher, cleaned up the floor, cleaned all the product the ranch got on. And I actually, so we,
Dream, did we lose you? I think we may have lost you. Dream? Yeah, I think we did. Hopefully he's going to reset in a moment. While he I hope he'll be able to tell us a story in a moment. But folks, if you want to check out a documentary from 60 Minutes Australia, there is the link on YouTube. If you look up 9-11 Gander Miracle, you can head on over there and you can see it. It's an incredible story. And going to Gander is on my bucket list. I want to go there. And I want to see what that town is made of. And I want to see if I can recognize some of the stuff that I've seen on TV. But there are some special people there. I'd like to know what it's like to be over there in Newfoundland on that island. And I'm sorry that I called it Gatwick. Oof. I don't think they would have cared. They would have said, "Oh, he's okay. Try again." Hopefully, Dream will be able to join us in a moment. But it's a wonderful story, folks, and it's worthwhile. It's an incredible story. It is the very finest. Oh, there he is. Sorry, Dream. You were beginning to tell your story, and then you just stopped.
sorry, yeah, I
No,
was
it
getting a
wasn't
phone
you.
call.
It's
Sorry.
the internet. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was saying, so this girl spills the entire pan of ranch all over everything, proceeds to come and tell me about it, and then clean everything up and stayed late and cleaned up all of her mess, ran everything through the dishwasher, cleaned up the floor in the walk-in, which is something that they never do. That's usually the kitchen area that takes care of that, and just made it sparkling and brand new. Saved all the product that had ranch on it, and just took care of business. So I wrote up like a positive review for her, pretty much just for accountability. You know, it's like it. We all make mistakes, but what separates it from what makes you be separate or stand out is when you take accountability for it and you proceed to fix it, make it better, and leave it in a better spot than where you found it. Right?
Yeah.
So she was shocked because she thought she was going to get in trouble for spilling the ranch everywhere and getting it all over. So I called her to the office to give her this like award essentially. And she's like, "You're giving me an award for spilling ranch?" And I was like, "No, I'm giving you an award for your responsibility, for your accountability, for your work ethic, for how you behaved in a situation where you had already worked a full shift. You're tired. You want to go home. You're technically like, as soon as you finish your side work, you're good to go. And you chose to stay and finish and clean everything and correct the mistake. That takes a different work ethic. You know,
Yeah.
90% of the kids out there don't do that,
No.
you know, and I hope that you continue to show the same type of character in everything that you do, you know. So that's the kind of, I don't care if you make a mistake. I don't care if, you know, oops, something happened. That's life. And in life, we don't have control over everything. All we can control is how we respond to what happened.
Yeah.
So I forgive you for messing up the name of the town. You fixed
From my
it.
heart, from my speech and my mind. Thank you.
Mea
Yes.
culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Yes.
I always forget the last line. It's mea culpa, mea culpa. Is my fault, my most grievous fault. I forgot how to say the last part. But
Yeah. Very good. Well, dude, I now understand when my dad would say, "I have forgotten more than you'll ever know," and we're at that stage already. I'm like,
yeah,
yes, yes, I get it. Yeah, it's crazy. Um, I'm gonna put another link, folks. This is from the New York Times, and this is on many others that passed away again from around the world. And in the news media, we lost some incredible names of people. I had forgotten he had passed away. I used to watch him growing up, and I had a great deal of respect for him. I mean, I would die by his every word when it came to news reporting. But then he took on a pundit role on a particular channel, and I was so disappointed. Not because we had differing views, but we were so far apart now in our views, and he wasn't reporting news anymore. He was reporting trash, basically. And I was so disappointed. I'm not going to insult him now, but he did pass away this year, and he was someone that I respected and admired. And the news media has forgotten that. It's not your opinion. You tell us what happened and allow us to form our, allow us to internalize it. The media no longer does that. Remember, Dream? We knew what yellow journalism was. No one knows what yellow journalism is nowadays. And people think that's a slur. No, it's not. It is something that people just don't know about anymore. Roger, have you seen how amazing traffic control did parking those planes? I have a little bit of knowledge. There is a documentary on just that, and I've not seen that one. But it was incredible how they took them in. But no, I've not seen any one in particular on that. But if you get a chance, watch the one from 60 Minutes Australia, and that's the link. It's about 40 some minutes. It's an incredible story. But there is so much that happened that day. And, I don't know. I got lost in my thoughts for a moment, but what a shock, right? So many people passed away, folks, as I said in the news media, and famous people from around the world. It's just, this was a telling year. Wally Amos, entrepreneur who started Famous Amos, passed away this year. Robert McNeil of the Ernest PBS News anchorman. That guy was awesome. Howard Feynman, veteran political journalist and TV pundit. That's not the guy I was talking about. Charles Dolan, Cablevision HBO founder, passed away. Of course, we all know who Brian Thompson is. He passed away at 50. Chief executive of United Healthcare. Richard Parsons, serial fixer of media and finance giants, also passed away. There's so many, and I probably should show you on the images. So many people. Founder of Barnes & Noble, Leonard Riggio. Lou Dobbs. Bernie Marcus, Home Depot co-founder. Ivan Bosky. Oh, folks. 1980s scandal. So many. Jacob Rothschild, banker who broke from his fabled family. Yep. The Rothschild.
I was going to say, let's not mention Rothschilds.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that, right? Because everyone's going to think that we're going psycho.
No, we're not going to go that route.
No, definitely not.
Mysterious things will start happening, and we don't want to be responsible for that.
Yeah. So many people we lost this year. But it's great that we're still here and we're able to move on. And we can effect change. And I didn't say effect. Oh my God, I would use that word in emails and in meetings. You should have seen the blank looks the engineers would give me. Huh? What the hell did you just say? It is amazing. Speak to them in numbers.
Oh, yeah.
You can get by. Use English. Hey, look, it is what it is. I acknowledge their skill, but
you run a very fine line.
They're blunt instruments.
Roger, you run a very fine line because you are very gifted with numbers, and you are very gifted with your linguistic skills. You're a very smart man. So you have to be careful when you tread in between those lines. I admit wholeheartedly, I am not talented with math. My first reaction when my daughter, who is a sophomore in high school, asked me a question in her honors classes in math is ask your sisters. They've been through this a lot closer in time than I have.
Dude, I had that happen as well.
And I also laugh every time I deal with guests in the restaurant that I'm at, and they'll ask me like a question, like a difference in, how much change am I getting if I give you this, and can you just give me that? And I whip out my phone and I'll calculate it on my phone in front of them, and I'm like, I do this because of the teacher that told me I'd never have a calculator with me everywhere I go.
Yes, they all told us that. I think that's the one thing they got wrong. Very good. Very good. Yes.
Yep.
But we know how to count. We don't need the register to give us change. We were taught how to count change in school.
Yep.
I remember that, dude.
But I do it solely for a different reason, though. Like, yes, I can do it in my head, not a big deal. But I do it so that they don't argue with me because they see the buttons being pressed. They recognize it. They can read the number. They don't get to yell at me.
That is true, and if you're off by a little bit, but if you want to screw with the cashier, this is what you do. If it's 505, give him a 10 and a nickel. Dude, oh my God. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Or,
no. So this is when I worked at another retail spot. Another retail spot I worked with. I was teaching my cashiers about short change artists because we were going into the season.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a lot of new people and I had a couple of veteran cashiers. I said, okay. I told all my new people, I want you to pay attention because I want you to watch out for these short change artists. And they're like, oh, we're never going to get caught by that. I was like, cool. This is without my veterans present, right? This is all just the new people.
Yeah.
Okay, who do you think is the most veteran cashier here we have? Who do you think is the smartest person we have here, at the store? And they all agreed on a certain person. I was like, all right, cool. So I called that person over. I said, okay, I'm just showing them how to use a register, how to calculate, how to do this. So we're just gonna run a few scenarios with the cashier, with the cash register, and I want you to give them the examples. And they're not gonna say anything, they're just gonna watch. Okay, cool. So I proceeded to shortchange my veteran cashier out of $90.
Wow.
Just transaction after transaction, we kept running through. Like, oh, okay, here, while we're here, just give me change for this. Okay, cool. While we got this open, let's do this. All right, here, let me get this. Oh, here, let me give you this. You give me that. And just money kept changing hands. And, sure enough, no goods had crossed the counter. And I was up $90 when I decided to stop it. And I asked all the new cashiers, I was like, okay, so based off of what we were talking about earlier, how much do you think I came up? How much extra money do you think I have? And my veteran cashier was like, what?
Yeah.
And they were like, what, 10, 15? I was like, no, I have 90 extra dollars in my pocket right now. And it could have been more, but I just decided to stop. And the cashier was like, what? No, you're not. You don't have extra money. Da, da, da. And I was like, okay, let's count your drawer down.
Yep. It's counted down.
And sure enough, they were short $90 exactly.
Wow.
And I pulled the money out and I was like, look, here's the money I started with. Here's the extra $90. I haven't left. The same item is right over here that I was going to get. And all of this took place in a matter of a couple minutes. So all the new people were like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a thing. This happens. And I was like, and the people that are going to come in and try this with you are way better than I am. That's the scary
Sadly.
part. That's the scary part. And
they're motivated to do it.
Yes. And I told them, I was like, look, this is a learning lesson. All this money is going back. We're balancing the drawer. It's not a big deal. It's fine. We recounted the drawers. Everything was straight. And then the veteran cashier was just standing there like dumbfounded. Like, how did this just happen? And I was like, look, this is what we're going to be dealing with.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Finish the transaction. Close the drawer.
Yeah. I got burned for $39. So it was 220s, of course.
Yeah.
I was burned, and it never again. I learned a hard lesson early on, and they knew it. They kind of saw the people that walked into the store, and they, not saying they passed judgment, but it's like everyone knew, like, oh yeah, it happens. I got written up, but I wasn't fired. That was a lot of money, dude, in 1987 or 88.
Oh, yeah.
$39. My God, I was getting paid
$2.25 an hour.
Yeah, it was I think $3.65 an hour, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was a lot of money. I'm surprised I didn't get fired. But no, it was during the holiday season because the thing is they'd all been burned as well.
Yeah.
I never ever had that happen ever since. And they try to pull that crap on my drive-through person at Carl's Jr. And oh, dude. They're like, oh, they're claiming. All right, no problem. Stop right there. And I immediately started counting the register. Dude, they lost their mind.
Yep.
They knew what was going to happen. Like, hey, no problem. Let's pull the ticket. This is how much I have in sales. But I had that experience, and I went for the kill. Dude, they drove off. And I think we ended up +5.
Yeah.
I should have written her up. You know the rules, right? It's what?
Yep. Plus or minus $5.
Yeah, it is plus.
Yep.
Oh,
but
no.
Now it's a percentage of sales.
Oh, I think we were $1.
Oh, no.
Plus or minus $1.
Well, back then, yeah. back when you were still using charcoal on slate boards. Yeah.
Dude, you still surprise me when you go into full Dick mode.
Oh man.
Because you don't do it all that. You see, I'm the mean one. Because he will rule by love. I rule like, yeah, I don't like you.
That's why they always ask you to play the Grinch.
Oh my God. It was absolutely hilarious when we were in the youth group. And I don't know how it happened, but we were imitating everyone. And Mike Perez went up to imitate me. And it was funny. It had flavor. And I was like, wow, this is funny. Mike, I thought, did a good job. Thomas then said, hold my drink.
Yeah.
Diana leaned in close and she's like, dude, he's got you down. I was like, dude, I was like watching you when you grabbed the podium. Oh, you had that gesture when I would hold the podium and move it forward and back.
Yep.
I had those gestures and I was like, I'll never forget when Diana leaned in close. You go, dude, he's got you down, dude. You gotta talk to that kid.
You want to know the secret though? The mannerisms, yes, that was probably the hardest part.
Dude, you had it down though.
the talking like you and everything else, that was the easy part. I just did what I would do and took away the inhibitions. I took off the filter.
Oh my God. There are times that I wish something would have been recorded. I wish that day could have been recorded because I loved what Mike did. Because I was flattered that he would imitate me. His was done with love. Yours was done with.
Mine was done more roast style.
I don't know, dude. I still was stunned. I'm like, holy crap. I love Diana's line, dude. You got to talk to that kid. He's been watching you way too much. Oh my God. And by the way, I had lunch with Diana last week.
Oh, really?
Her family. Yeah, with her family.
Okay.
And it was good. I'm actually going to have them over, I think, in January. And she actually. Okay, I had to be very careful in saying this. Dude, she was one day away from no longer being here.
Wow.
She was ill. Something happened. I'm not going to say anything else. She went to the emergency room because she kind of thought. And the doctor told her, I said, yeah, you're not going home tonight. Because had you not come here, you would not have come here.
Yeah.
So I don't want to,
That's actually kind of how it was with Danielle too, with my wife. It was one of those things where they sent her to the emergency room that day. And when we found out about the cancer, and it was intense, to say the least. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we're doing this now. We'll run the tests, but this is changing right now. We'll figure it out after.
They knew. Gosh.
So
those are those are the frightening ones. It's like they haven't even done the test and they already know.
Yeah. Well, even when
jeez.
When Aubrey was born, oh man. Danielle was suffering. She had high blood pressure and stuff going on. And we were worried about her. She was going in for a checkup when she was pregnant. And baby wasn't due for another couple weeks. And we were worried, because she just wasn't feeling right. And I was very anxious, but we took her into the doctor. And the doctor was doing his best to calm us down. It's like, hey, it's all good, And he looks me square in the eye and says, you don't got to worry. You don't got to worry until I'm worried. And I was like, okay, take a deep breath, start to feel better. And he takes a look at her and he goes, okay, now I'm worried. I was like, you fucking son of a.
Sorry.
I wanted to punch him square in the face.
But he only told you, right?
No, we were together. We were in the room.
Oh, he said that in front of her?
Yeah, he's like, okay, we're getting an ambulance. We're going to go do this. We're going to go do that. You're going to go do this right now. And I was like, oh, okay.
Damn it. Okay.
For
Because if
you.
he would have told you straight up, I'm like, thank you for the honesty. Seriously.
Yeah. No, you don't do that in front of the patient.
Yeah. Wow. But dude, you know what? It was that serious.
Yeah. And so he was like,
We-
well, I can call him.
We forgive him.
Yeah.
We.
He was like, I can call an ambulance here. You can drive her yourself. It's going to take about X amount of time for the ambulance to get here, then X amount of time for the ambulance to get there. They're not dealing with red lights. You know, it's probably closer if you just take her and go now. And that's what we did. So I took her to the hospital. We got everything situated. And she went in and they prepped her to have the baby. So she's been through too many near-death experiences to count. And I don't like that. But she's the strongest person I know.
And that's why I told her what I did when she posted that picture and she was feeling down.
Yep.
And I told, oh no, woman. Hell no. Those are your medals. Those are your battle scars. Yeah, she is a strong woman, dude. So are you, man. You had to be there with her and your entire family.
Yep.
So I get that. Look, you all know Pomona Valley Hospital. They saved Maggie's life in 2022. The woman should be dead. She should be. There's no doubt about it. Her sugar had gone up to 546. She was almost catatonic. And, I guess a sugary whatever. She had a burn on her hand. She had sores all over. She was not well. She was not. And they saved her life. She was hospitalized for 32 days, 4 days in intensive care. There was one drug that cost $36,000, dude. When I saw the itemization of the bill, 36,000, dude. There's, when you're in a hospital, they have the machine, the IV, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's designed for 2. Then they have the more common one, which can take up to 6. She had a box. It was a box. And I counted 10 different medications going in. I had never seen that in my life. So she was hospitalized for 32 days, 4 days intensive care. The bill was $974 or $976,000. My insurance paid it. Then she went to rehabilitation for 2 months, and just the rehabilitation was $15,000. Again, the insurance paid it. I was eternally grateful, but they saved her life. They treated her so well. And I commented about this on another program, Dream, that I see reviews of the hospital. I'm like, how? No, that's not possible. And Big Dog said, dude, it's the people that go in for the, the painkillers and stuff, and they don't get their way. So they write the bad reviews. And I was like, yeah, okay, I guess I could see that. Because when I was at Coastal Communities, we had people like that came in with all these pains and stuff. They wanted the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
But they saved her life. And when she was hospitalized right before Thanksgiving, she had 3 major issues, and there's no need to go into them other than to say she was in the emergency room. She was going to be admitted, and the doctor from the hospital came into the emergency room and said, okay, she has this, this, and this. This is serious, but we can fix it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I loved his confidence. He's like, no, you're in a bad spot. That's why you're here. But we can fix you. And we were there for 5 days. And she, oh my God, she turned a corner. But I asked her after, hey, how do you feel? You know what you have. And she's like, I feel okay. Is it what the doctor told you? He said, yes. I'm like, yeah, that does make a difference.
Yeah.
And they treated her very well. And we got out, I think, the day after Thanksgiving. and it was good. Like I said, we were only there for 5 days. I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Is that what arrived in the mail today? Oh my goodness! I think I may have the statement. Dude, that is so funny. Where is it? Oh, don't tell me I left it inside. I think that may have arrived in the mail today. Aw. Right now that I want it, right? I think I may have left it inside.
Nobody ever wants to see a bill
Well, it's not a bill, thank goodness.
or a statement.
Because dude, Gmo was 246,000. And that one was 21 days. And most of the time was in the emergency room. But whole different thing. My insurance paid it all. Thank goodness. I'm fortunate. I know I have great insurance. I have been very fortunate because of it. And yeah, you know what? I think it's inside. It arrived. Wow, isn't that funny? Because I recognize the ones that they're the authorization forms, and then I recognize the ones that are the statements, and that's the one that I read. That's why I didn't open it up, because I knew it was a statement. I'm curious to see what it is. That's funny. But all right. I mean,
neither here nor there.
That's right. It's neither here nor there. Yes. I'm fortunate because of it. Yeah. And they took care of her. And like I said, I've seen things on the hospital public page that they insult, and they've never treated us. I've never seen them treat anyone else that way. I don't understand. That is one incredible special hospital. They have a trauma center there too, which is a rarity in Southern California. And you guys all know I'm doing programs throughout the day, and the helicopter flies over us. I'm a mile away from the hospital. I'm in the flight path.
Damn.
It's dude.
Hey, pick me up on the way.
I look at it as, wow, that's real. That's serious. When I hear that helicopter, it doesn't bug me, because they're in the process of saving someone that was so life-threatening that they, fly over the house here. I'm all right with that, man. That doesn't bug me. So, you know what? It's just one of those things. But, wow, dude, this is crazy. Folks, we have quite a few people watching, and I thank you. You're just listening, and thank goodness, because if it were me, no one would be here. You're all listening to Dream, and I appreciate that. Why don't you let us know who you are and where you hail from? We know Elizabeth is here, but I know there's other people here as well. They're on our YouTube channel. 2 of them are on Twitch. I don't know which Facebook page. And I don't think I can read the one. Okay, I see the number, but I don't see the detail for LinkedIn. And if I do the math, okay, everyone else, wow, I have that many watching on LinkedIn. Interesting. But
2? Oh, sorry.
Why do you think I didn't say? I did the math. No, actually, Dream, we have quite a few more that are watching that. And that this is another thing. I want to thank everyone that you spend time with us. Guys, we're just here. We love doing it. We love having the conversation. I'm always here. I am inevitable.
Right.
That's a good line. Yeah, I am the Senate. Yes, that is great.
Well, all right. So for we mentioned this in the beginning of the show. I've been around since the beginning, and that's why I always joke about like 1 or 2 people watching, because in the beginning, that's pretty much what it was. We're like, we have somebody listening.
Oh my God! We got a chat room comment. Every time we got a chat room, it was like, Ghostbusters. You have what? You have click the alarm.
Yeah,
we got one. Oh my God, Dream, you're so right.
So that's why I always joke around. We got 2 people.
What? You've always done that.
Yeah.
And I've messed around with that too. Talented Universe. Hi, Michael. Thank you for being on with us. Michael, I know it's late for you, but if you'd like to come on over and join us as well. This is what we're doing. We're just ending the year, folks. I knew, like I said, I had programmed stuff, but I can't pass up the opportunity having Dream on here with us. And knowing that we still have people watching, I'm like, wow, you certainly aren't listening to me. So I don't want to be melancholy, but on my Facebook page, I did post, because I always forget her name, but I made sure to put it on. This was the year that I remembered of the young lady. Her name is Lauryn Hill. You all know I talked about it on Sports Talk with the Guys. This is the young lady that passed away at 19. She died because she had an extreme or so rare form of cancer that it only hits children. And this woman lived an incredible life. And she lived for others. You want to know who my hero is? In 2024, when I had difficulty, both through that woman being ill, when Gmo kind of got ill for a short while as well. So did Ariel, now that I think about it. I had my aches and pains throughout the year, and I have some issues. But again, nothing that it's like, we're good, we're good. When I would get down, I found out I was depressed again this year. I was in denial. I was like, but no, I don't think I am. And I'm trying to get out of it. I think I'm getting out of it, but when I was told that I was depressed, I'm like, what? So I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I'm not going to let it beat me. And I'm not. And that's why I suppose I do what I do. But when things get very difficult, and they do, I think of Lauryn Hill. This was a young lady that she was 19. She had an incurable cancer. It formed at the base of the skull, and it entwined with the nerves. That's why. It's one of the reasons why they couldn't do anything for her. And she knew that she would not see a year. And she still lived her life, not for herself. There was a little bit for herself. She wanted to play college basketball. But while she was going through chemo and everything, she was an inspiration to others. She was an inspiration to me. I keep her memory because when things get dark and I question, I just think of Lauryn Hill and I say, she knew she was going to die. And she woke up every day to live it as best she could. And she lived it for others. She raised over $1.5 million for research into the type of cancer that she had. And they asked her, why do you do that? I do it not for me. I do it for the hope that a cure will be found for those that come after me. She was 19.
That's crazy.
I'm 55, man. When I get down, I get low, I think of those heroes that we talked about earlier, Dream and I, the ones that wake up every day and punch the proverbial time clock. I think of the young lady, Lauryn Hill. I think of her family, the mom, dad, the brother, and the sister that she left behind. I didn't know Lauryn Hill. They did. And they dealt with it every day. And they feel her loss every day today. This is not about me. If anything, it's about her family that live on today without her. Talk about some strong people. She was ripped away from them. Lauryn Hill. I'm going to put a link to one of the videos on YouTube and just look her up. And I have to tell you that when you're a bit down and when you're a bit depressed, just think of her and think of how she did not choose to let it beat her every day. Yes, she eventually did succumb, but she did it on her terms. Sorry, guys. I know I can get very dumb on this stuff at times, and I apologize.
No, it's a very good point to make, because I'm glad you brought up the depression, because there's a lot of people that struggle with that, especially through the holidays. Reach out to the people that you love, to your friends. You know, so many people that are going through depression, anxiety, you ask them, it's like, if your friends were depressed, would you want them to call you? And they say, yes, of course, call me. Whatever you need, talk to me, whatever, I'll be there. It's like, but would you want them to come visit? Yeah, come on over. We'll sit down. We'll have coffee. We'll spend time together. We'll laugh. We'll get through it together. Whatever you need, I'll be there. It's like, okay, now what happens when you're feeling that way? Bottle it up. Don't talk about it. Don't be a burden. Don't, I don't need to put any pressure on my friends. They have enough to deal with. We're so willing to do for others, but we need to make sure that we're reaching out to when we need help too. And it takes a lot of courage and bravery to admit that you're not 100% and you need help. And it's not a crime. It's not a burden. These people are your friends because they care about you. They're your family because they care about you. They love you. They're there for you. Reach out to people. Don't be afraid. Don't feel like you're a burden. I know it's easier said than done. Make the phone call. If they're your friends, you know what I mean? If you need a code word with them and be like, hey, if I tell you I need 3 minutes, just know that I'm not in a good place. And let's talk for a couple minutes. And you know what I mean? Like these people are there for you. They're gonna reach out to you. They're gonna talk to you. And don't feel like you're gonna be a burden. It's important to reach out. And we all have moments where we're not 100%. Some people, it goes a lot deeper than that. And you have to know you've gotten through this far. It's okay to reach out. It's okay to ask for help. You're not alone.
I humbly agree. Not that he needs for me to agree. I agree, folks. And if they're not available, you see it down in the ticker. It's available in the United States. I don't know of other countries, but that's in the United States. You can call or text. It's 988. I was really surprised. No hashtag, no nothing. It's just 988. So, and you can text that number and they'll respond. I was like, wow.
And if you use our code, you get $5 off your next. No, I'm just kidding.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh man, no, but that is very serious, and I'd rather listen, talk to you anytime than never be able to again. Aw.
I've lost too many. I've got your 6. That's funny how you say I've got your 6. I always tell Gmo whenever she's pinned down on her games, let me know so I can show up and I'll run into the field so the snipers can take me out.
You can identify where they're shooting from.
And then she can take them out.
Yeah.
I refer to her as, all right, tell her, I'll be your tail end, Charlie. So when you said I got your 6, I remember tail end, Charlie. Yeah. Um, I appreciate Dream, everything you said. I didn't want to ruin it anyway. Your eloquence was was appropriate and much appreciated. The reason why I was on air on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day was because, not that I was alone, some people were alone. And if you wanted to join, and they did, that was cool. I was appreciative. I was privileged to be able to be on. I don't know how my voice could be a calming voice, but if you hear my voice and you're scratching on the particle board or the chalkboard or the whiteboard, I guess it works then. You're still here. I should have said it that way. I should not have said it that way. I think I just pissed away everything Dream just said right now. And that was not my intent. It was definitely not my intent. I do want to give everyone a little bit of bad news. Monday Night America, as of next Monday, will be switching to 7 p.m. Pacific time. It is something that I've been contemplating that I have to do because of circumstances. And I'm going to be doing it. So next week, I may start at 6, but the reality is I am moving to 7 p.m., which was our second time change. Because you all remember, we started at 8 p.m. when we first did this, right, Dream?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know why. We just did it at 8 p.m. Pacific time.
You're not changing it till next year. It's okay.
That's right. It won't change till next year. But Monday Night America is going to return to the 7 p.m. time because I have some things that I'm going to be doing and I'm going to be accommodating. I don't know. Actually, let's take a look. When you head on over to ndbmedia.net, as you know, all the stuff is there. I think I've already adjusted it on calendar. I've already had it there for a little while. Let's see if I've done so. You can always go to the calendar and see what's on by going to the calendar button. And you'll see what we have here. So there it is, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Let's go to 2025. Uh-oh, there it is, 10 p.m. Eastern. It's the change is already in. So I've kind of alluded to it. I mentioned it last week, and I'm mentioning it again. That Monday Night America will be starting at 7 p.m. Pacific time.
There are so many shows.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. Yes, there are.
Man, I felt bad for just missing sports talk with the guys most of the time. Now I'm missing all of this. Oh.
Dude, and we have so many that are going to be starting up this year. Or next year, sorry. As a matter of fact, Elizabeth, due to her health, was going to be doing a program as well, but she's pulled back from it for the time being. But she does the Troublesome Twosome every other Sunday. And I believe Waffle may be on every other Sunday. I don't know yet. But starting, I may not be able to. I may be able to do Waffle for the first 2 times in January, but after that, I'm not going to be able to. But there's a lot of stuff going on. As I mentioned, in late March, Bob Nessoff and I are going to be doing a weekly Yankee program. And we're looking forward to it. I'm hoping to debut a hockey program later in the year. The Prodigy, for those of you that remember him, he did several programs with it, and he's shown up from time to time. He's also going to be returning, but I'm hoping that he's going to be doing a weekly hockey game or a hockey for the LA Kings. And it's going to be once a week, and we just have to find the time on when it's available. And we're going to be adding particular sports programs like that. So, Oh, I'm back on the 12th. Relax. Excuse me? Relax. Dream. She just told me to calm down.
Never in the history of saying calm down has it proven to calm down anyone.
As a matter of fact, calm down is like screw Elon Musk. I can go to the moon if you tell me to calm down. Oh, that's an instant. Oh, oh, from the fires of hell, I will rise up and smite the world, not smout. That would smite. Dream, I gotta tell you right now, long-term plans. 2031. It's on my bucket list. You know where I'm going, right?
2031?
Yeah, you know where I'm going, right? 30-year anniversary.
No, where?
New Zealand, baby.
Oh my God.
We have to start planning it now. $25 a month. Let's put it aside. Let's set up our private savings bank right now. No, dude, seriously.
2031. Wait, how old are you going to be in 2031?
I will be. Oh, crap. Well, it's 2024. 2024, 2031. 7 years. I will be 62.
Ooh, dang. You just missed the cutoff. I was going to say, if you opened up a Roth IRA right now and put $25 a month into an index fund that's, sorry.
Go on.
No, I'm not. It's not financial advice. We're not financial advisor.
No, we're talking to each other. No one else.
I can say it another way if you want. I can remove you.
You're fine. I'm saying, okay, go ahead. What, the $25 into a Roth?
Because you have to be 63 years old to
oh,
you're not old, you're not going to be old enough to remove it by 2031.
We have to talk about that. Because after 5 years, you can take out, like it's like first in, first out. That's another money term.
Yeah,
after 5 years, you can begin taking out, like if on January 1st, 2025, I put in $50. 5 years after that, I could take out those first $25.
Got you.
So wait, there might be something, but I can't take out the profits, obviously.
No. You take out so if you make a large first contribution to get the ball rolling, start accruing much more interest on your. Never mind.
Okay, but by the way, that was actually shrewd, brother. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
But folks, that's what's on calendar. Check it out. As you know, on NDB Media, there's lots of announcements. These are guests that have actually confirmed to be on with us, but we're looking at when they're going to be on. And it's the holiday season, so there are times that, we just got to wait for them to confirm. But they've already said, yes, we want to be on. Look, Danny Joseph, singer-songwriter on The Voice. Gail Bliss, singer-songwriter also on The Voice. Jadran Malkovic, Dr. Marsh from The Ark. Daniel Youngma, actor. And Haley Lorley. Also, they're going to be on Talented Universe, all of them. So that's what these initials are. And if you'd like the key, they're right over here, what they mean, the initials, on which program or network. Let's see. I can say it another way if you want. I can remove your throne.
Throne?
Yeah, again, it's all right. I'm not
going
to go after her for that one.
Robe?
Yeah.
Throne?
TRONE.
Is that what we're going for?
Yeah, it's okay. See, now you know that Dream and I are in both jerk mode right now. Oh my God, Dream! I have a standing order not to ridicule the guests. And in my judgment, I simply have no alternative. We're at the
all
con,
right.
baby.
So I apologize if that was rude or out
Oh,
of
stop it! Stop it!
that was not my intention.
Oh my God!
And we all know the road to Roger's house is paved in good intentions.
Ooh, wow! Wow! That was really good. I like it.
Oh man, I know you're gonna use that.
Oh, but of course.
Oh lordy.
I mean, if there are any two people right now that commit intellectual thievery, you see, it's both of us, dude.
Yep.
And the funny thing is that we do it so often that people don't catch what we're quoting or what we're referencing.
Yeah.
I have auto not correct, dumbass. That's good. I have auto not correct. That's all right. That's good. It's all right.
I was just trying to clarify to see what I wanted to make sure we were reading your comment correctly.
Yes.
You know, that was it.
Yeah. I agree. I knew what you meant, and it was acceptable. So, is it right here? Oh no, it's not. Darn it! See, I'm still looking for the statement because I know it arrived. These are the National Geographics that I have recently, and I haven't filed them. And I told you the pretentious SOB that I am. I read foreign affairs.
Ooh.
And the September-October issue has The Perils of Isolationism by Condoleezza Rice, Losing the Wars of the Future, Mark Milley and Eric Schmidt. What was the Biden Doctrine? Jessica Matthews, Hamilton's Revenge, Walter Russell Mead, The Trouble with Allies, Richard Haas, and The Autocratic Allure by Beverly Gage. Those are the articles in Foreign Affairs. I've been reading Foreign Affairs since like 1995, somewhere around there.
Wow.
No, I didn't have money in 95. 96. That was a bad year. Yeah. I have to get my story straight. I'm really disappointed that I don't have that one. Damn it! It's bugging the crap out of me, Dream. But I know it's inside. I will have it for next. Now I have to know. So I'm going to check it out later. But
sure
all kidding aside, I am going to have to at this time because I'm really getting tired. The neck. And,
gotcha.
It's good. But Dream, dude, again, an hour. And we're already 8:19. 2 hours, 20 minutes. What a shock.
It's always a good time talking to you, Raj. And I appreciate you having me on the show, like always. It's just good to be a part of it. And I miss all my peoples all across from everywhere. Sports talk with the guys, Monday nights, all you crazy professionals.
No professionals. That was good.
Yeah.
It's all of us. But even though you're busy doing stuff, dude, you never left. And that's why I always tell everyone I always talk about you. And I always tell everyone it started with Dream because a lot of people think it was a big dog, and he was there from November on. But you guys know I begged him for 2 months. He said, "Hey, Dream, I'm going to start an internet." I'm in. Okay, 4 years later. "Hey, Dream, I'm thinking of doing an internet radio. I'm in. Like, damn.
I guess I got to start it now.
That was good. I like it. That was good. But we did.
Yep.
We knew that we wanted to go in late September. We had that. And we planned backwards. Okay, we're going to do 2 test runs before.
Yep.
I remember we did that. You were there for both the test runs. And then we planned backwards. And we've been, for the love of God, we've been on officially since the last Tuesday in September of 2008. Monday Night in America is one of the longest, if not longest running internet program in the world. Who
That's
else
weird.
has been on longer than Monday Night in America? Think about that, folks. This program debuted on a Tuesday night. Monday Night in America debuted on a Tuesday night.
It was time zones. It was time zones. That's what it
Thank
was.
you. Yes, it was time zone. And the last Tuesday of 2000, this is the longest running program on the internet.
It was a leap year. No.
Yes, it was. Very good. Dream, dude, you are quick at times, man. That was good. And you're always covering for me, man. Always. I don't deserve. I definitely don't deserve that. Because I know that you go after everyone else. You rarely take a shot at. That's why I rarely ever take a shot at you two. So that's why, folks, if you want to know who was there at the very beginning, right here, baby, because we don't take shots at each other. We don't.
No, we take shots with each other.
Oh, very good. Hey, yeah, we are. That's right, we are. Oh, man, this was good. Dream, I miss having you on. I really do. And I miss having everyone else on, folks. For me, it's a privilege to be able to spend time with everyone. And I don't get to spend it with everyone, but I am one of the luckiest, blessed people in the world because of the relationships that I've been able to form over the years. I'm the one that gets to spend time with everyone. And for me, it's special. I appreciate you all. I'm referring to the hosts. I'm referring to the producers. I am referring to all of our guests. I'm looking at everyone in the chat room as well. Who are we? And yet you come over and spend time with us. Folks, don't get me wrong. We always legally evaluate how crazy you are. I had to because Dream said I was expecting something earlier.
Yeah.
No. I've hinted about the stuff that oh my God, right, Dream? Especially in the first few years. Everything we did, how we went over it and over it and over it. Oh my God.
Yep.
You guys have no idea how much time we spent off air.
It took a lot. There's a lot of planning, a lot of reading, a lot of articles that we had to go through to make sure we had enough material covered to cover the span of time that we're on. Now I feel like we've gotten to a spot where, well, at least I have gotten to a spot where I let everybody else do that and just show up.
Hey, very good. It actually, in addition to that, it's come to a point where we can carry a program for 2 hours and a half.
Yeah.
We never would have been able to do that years ago.
Oh, no. I remember the first time you gave me the con and it was just me and you on the show. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess we're doing this. You're like, I'll be right back. I have to go use the facilities.
Oh my God, that's right. Were you there or were you at home?
No, I was in your in
okay,
your office.
You were in the office, yes.
And I was like, holy crap. Okay.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah. Good.
And it was far from holy, I'll tell you that much.
Yo, that
I just had to go real quick. That's what it was. I had too much to drink. That's what it was.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Yes, that's why we're being really dumb about
that.
And I do that to everyone. I do. I'll just, okay, I have to go do something. You have the con.
Yeah.
And people are like,
well, that was well, I don't know how good or bad I was on that first time, but I was never given the con again. So it's always Big Dog.
There's a joke there. There's a joke. I was talking to Dream about 1.5 years ago, and Dream is a phenomenal bettor. He loves doing it, and he's good at it. His anal assist and all that stuff is absolutely funny. And he asked me about a baseball thing, or I don't know if it was football or baseball.
No, it was baseball.
Okay, he asked me for
I remember that too.
No, thank you. And he had a baseball, I guess it was a parlay, and he went over it with me, and I said, okay, this, and this. And after a few months, it just dawned on me because we were on Sports Talk with the guys, and Dream and Big Dog were talking about doing this stuff. Like, yeah, we do it every week. I'm like, what? They talk every week about it? So I don't know if Dream was still on there when I said it. I said, son of a bitch. Dream asked me about 6 months ago on a bet, and he's never asked me since. So you guys have all heard it when I said, I repeat it every now and then. I said, yeah, Dream the better has never asked me since. So just because you know how good I am at betting. So,
oh man.
and I talk about that. Oh, I admit it. I'm like, Dream, who really knows all this stuff, does not know.
40-34 Lions.
Yeah, I'm going to take a quick look just because I want to. I was going to type in USFL.
Oh, Lord.
NFL.com. Is it final, Elizabeth? Oh, yeah, it is final.
Okay, so good. The Lions won.
Okay.
That's a good first start.
That is a good first start. Okay, so
I can't get to it without you looking,
right.
without closing out of my phone.
Oh, do you want me to do it right now? Ladies and gentlemen, with the win, I finished the week 14-2. Damn. After a while, it just feels bad. Gridiron Girl told me, she says, dude, you're kicking the shit out of all of us.
I think I had a pretty good week too.
Yeah, I think we'll have to go over those numbers in a little bit, but yes. Roger, did you mail me your possum? Because it showed up under my car yesterday. No, I wish I could. Okay, let me go to the game. I have it right here in front of me, and we're going to Dream and I actually Dream did it, and I effed it up. I'm gonna put that in there right now. So let me go to the game itself, Dream, and then we'll start.
Let's look at interceptions first.
Okay, so okay, here we go. There's a purpose to this. So here's the last game. There it is. Game details. Okay, let's see. So number 1, they won by 40. Dream, what did I tell you? They were not right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for the spread, I actually lucked out on that one, but I don't think we went with that. But
we just went for the Lions on the money line.
Okay.
So they just had to win.
Okay. So let's see stats for the game. Okay. So the next one we're looking for is, there's nothing on there. Okay. There's an interception.
Did Goff throw an interception?
Dude, I think he did.
Good.
Okay, hold on. Oh, no. This was a 49er interception. Darn it. Okay, hold on. So, end of the fourth quarter. Second. Oh. I don't think. Oh, wait. Here we go. Let's check that one. Okay, the Purdy pass was intercepted. Oh, did he throw 2 interceptions? Okay, but I still have to check the stats for the game. It's a shame that I guess the stats for the game are not official yet. Highlights. Is there a page, folks, that you guys would know where we could get the end numbers for the game already?
Oh, hold on. I might be able to check right now.
Well, you're on your phone. I don't want to mess it up for you. But let's see. Let me check under schedule games. Let's do the last one, Monday night. I want to see what the quarterback did. Did Jared Goff throw an interception today?
Hold on. No.
Damn it. No, it
He
doesn't
did
look like
not.
he did.
That and
Okay.
Brock Purdy threw for more than 255 yards.
He did, huh?
Yep. So
Yeah, dude, they scored 34.
those are the two we missed. The other four we got, but it doesn't matter.
So it doesn't mean anything then.
Nope. But
Okay,
that's why.
I have to tell you, in my heart of hearts, I did not see him. I think I told you that, right?
Yeah.
I did not see him. So I would have bet the same way, Dream, that I would not have seen him torch. How many yards did he throw for?
More than 255 and a half.
Now,
That's
Goff
all I know.
threw for more than 300, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was iffy on that one.
But the two that messed us up, because we had Jared Goff had 2 or more passing touchdowns.
He did, didn't he?
Amon Ra had a touchdown. Jameer Gibbs had a touchdown.
Oh my
Detroit
gosh,
won.
we got that right.
Yeah, we got all that right. It was just the interceptions and Brock Purdy passing yards. So
Wow.
now you know. Now you know how amazing it feels and exciting it feels.
Dude, that was crazy. Now, sadly, I'm addicted to gambling now,
Even on a loss.
even on a loss.
But it's okay because, like I said, it was not a large amount of monies. And it was free monies. So I'm not crying. It was a good risk. I liked it. You liked it. And now you remember why.
Yeah. So, folks, we had bet for the Lions to win. We bet that Brock Purdy would throw under 255.5 yards. We said that Jared Goff would throw over a half, which is 1. And we said that Jared Goff would throw a touchdown to Amon-Ra St. Brown, which he did. And we said he would throw a touchdown to Jameer Gibbs, right?
Yeah. Or just
And
he would have. So the way it works is not that he would throw a touchdown to Amon Ra or to Gibbs, but
he would throw 2 touchdown passes.
he would throw 2 or more touchdown passes, and also that Gibbs and Amon Ra would each score a touchdown at some point during the game.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you're right. So he did get it, the touchdowns, and we also bet that Brown and Gibbs would score, and they did.
Yep.
Wow.
But the interceptions and Brock Purdy messed us up. So that was the sad part of it.
So this was a parlay then.
Yes. So for those who like betting parlays, I love parlays and I hate parlays because they're exciting and they're fun and it's a great risk to reward ratio. However, there's a high percentage that you don't get them. Most parlays, the more legs you add, the less likely you are to win.
But the higher payout.
But it's a higher payout for a little bit of a risk. So, for example, this particular bet that we placed was $5. Big whoop. That's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. But the reward would have been over $100. So, again, that tells you how unlikely it is that you're going to get it. But at the same time, it's fun. It's exciting.
Yeah. Sadly, I'm going to talk to Dream about next week. Or no, we're going to do one for the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. All right. I know I'm definitely going to talk about this one on Saturday. This was cool. You did send it to me right now. And it was a $5 wager, and had we hit all 6, it would have been $110.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I knew it. I knew I was going to get addicted. Damn it. Damn it. All right.
So, and when it comes to gambling, only bet what you can afford to lose. Don't go crazy. Have fun.
Malin, $5, $5.
It can be a very slippery slope,
Yeah.
and some people have a lot of problems with it. So just
Yeah.
be aware. It is a very high risk. Just do it for the fun. If you win, it's a plus.
Yeah.
Makes the game a little more interesting when you're watching it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm glad we waited to the end, not stressed out during the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, knowing, geez, Liz, I think I gained a game on you, right? So now you were 6 back. I think you're 7 back. Wow. And Gridiron Girl, yeah, I think the only one who's behind me now entering the final week is Big Dog at 6 games behind. God, it's sheesh, dude. I am having a career year. Yeah, I have to be very careful about that too. But I am having a career year. I am now for the season, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. I went 14-2. So I am 172 plus 14. I am 186 and 70. 186 plus 70. That's 256. So 186 divided by 256. I am now at 72%.
Dang. Am I back up into the middle of the pack?
How did you do? Would you go? Did you also go 12 and 14-2?
I'm not sure.
You're starting to move up. You are I don't think Philly special. I mean, you're above Lukey's, Color Maven, Sports Sister, Engineer, Coffee, Elway 7, and Speedy. So you are, as of the week 16, you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dude, 8 of 16. So you were in the upper half. But I'm just having a career year. I mean, I went 14. I mean, I was 87% on this. Damn.
That's
Damn it.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to do a test fake bet on next week just to see. Yeah, I am running at 72%. But what I was telling Dream is that I want to do like a weekly next year during football to look at one game. Look at, I guess it's called the money line, the spread, and then whatever else, right? On a parlay.
Yeah. So there's a million different things you can bet on, especially for the Super Bowl. So say for the Super Bowl, you can even bet on what color Gatorade they're going to be pouring on the winner.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So there's when the Patriots were in there with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, there was bets on, what sweatshirt was Belichick going to come out wearing. So it's really just how you want to bet. And there's a million different props. When making a parlay, I would recommend picking things that you feel the most confident about.
Yeah.
For example, we didn't get the interception. However, we're looking up the stats on it, and this season, Goff has 11 interceptions thrown
And
so
33 touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a lot of freaking interceptions. So we felt pretty confident. Didn't happen.
Yeah, he was going up against the
number 2
second-rated defense. And they had they were, I forget where they rated in team interceptions as well. And they were not bad. The 49ers have a good defense, but apparently not. Goff just torched them.
Yep. And the over-under on the game was at 50.5 when we were looking at it.
Oh, dude, they were
eclipsed
over.
That.
I was suggesting under. You see?
Yeah.
I didn't have a feeling. I said it was going to be closer, but the 49ers were going to lose by more than 3.5. So I got that one right.
Yeah.
But I said that they would not score 50.5 combined.
Yeah. So you got it. So when I talk about like parlays with people, especially people that are running at 80 something percent for the season, I
That
try
was
to get
just this week. That was just this week.
as much feeling as I can. What do you think? What are your analysis on this? What do you feel this team is going to do? How do you feel about it? Because it's feeling as much as it is stats.
Yes. And as I told everyone, folks, I redid the way I do stuff. And I got angry early in the season, and I said there's something else that I had to do. And I
Oh,
basically
I was sorry. I just remembered.
go ahead.
The over under was, or the spread was at 3.5, and I
Right.
remember seeing video clips of multiple people going in and putting thousands and thousands of dollars on the 49ers to cover that spread.
Ooh,
So they lost big
a lot.
time.
See, now it was funny, Dream, because that was one of the first ones I told you, no, they will not cover the spread. The
Yeah.
game would be close, but that one I was firm on that one, huh?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't see them doing that. But
Well,
it doesn't matter. This was an experience,
yeah.
Dream, and I actually do like it. I'm so damn it.
So if you are interested,
What do I have to do? Where do I have to go? Which one was it?
you wait for me to send you the link so I
Bingo.
get a bonus as being a friend that invited you to do it.
One sin them all. We're doing this just for entertainment, folks.
Yeah.
And that's it. And we're going to share some of the stuff. We're not going to share what we, everything.
Yeah.
But we are. I think this is cool. I've been wanting to do it for several years now, where once a week we choose one game to add it to what we're doing, choosing every week. But as far as sports talk with the guys, Dream, I said it on Saturday and I say it again. Last year was the first year that we all finished over 500. And when you look at the numbers, the vast majority is above 56%. Dude, for a bunch of scrubs, we're not doing badly, man.
Yeah.
Now, I do admit I am having a career year because I know my numbers. I always pick within the 63 to 66, sometimes 67%. 67% might be pushing it, but 65, I am a solid picker. I've always picked within that range. And I look at the numbers. But like I said, this year I started 12-4. I was like, yeah, baby, let's do it. And then I went 7-9 and 8-8. And I was 3 back. I was angry. I'm not going to tell anyone. So I had to do more research, and that was it. I relied on some more sources to get to where I need to be. I spend about an hour every week going over my picks. This year, I now spend 30 minutes. Just kidding. But I am going to continue, and Dream and I are going to be spending more time going over our picks and doing stuff. So
I'm trying to learn from the guru over there.
And I will readily. Oh, no, actually, I have. So we'll leave it at that. We've already started talking. Yeah, we've already started talking about the anal assist that we're doing. Sports talk with the guys. Oh my God, it's fun. It is fun. All right, guys.
If you like sports, join us on Sports Talk with the guys.
The professionals will be on January 8th, the second Tuesday, and we're moving the professionals to the second Tuesday of the month now through the rest of the year. So we'll see. Scoring note, I may not be available February 21 through the 23rd. There is a Congress event down in Anaheim that's going to be taking place, a CCD Congress, which I will probably be involved over there. And that's pretty much it. And of course, Opening day of baseball, March 27th. That's another day that I take off.
I'm looking forward to this season in baseball. I'll tell you that. With all the moves the Yankees made.
Hell yeah. And I was just kidding when I put what I did. Because when you said whatever, I was like, oh, on paper. Shut up. That's the way I said. I know it didn't come across. Anime Girl said, are we a little offended there?
On paper, it is going to be a crazy-ass team.
The team has improved significantly.
Yes. And that's hilarious when you think we gave up Juan Soto. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great team. I think it's going to be a great season. And I will continue to wear my Yankee hat with pride.
Yes. And I wear the Yankee jacket with pride, which was bought at Yankee Stadium by my daughter when she went to New York. Yeah. So she beat me to Yankee Stadium. So it was good. All right, folks, I'm going to have to blow this joint at this time. So I think we're going to call it. And Elizabeth said, yes, and I did not like that 1-game win. You almost had another perfect run. I don't know. I had a perfect run. So did you, and so did Aisha. We went 16-0. All three of us. That was crazy. But as I said, Elizabeth had her picks in on Tuesday, Thomas.
Wow.
And she went the entire week 16-0. So if there was a winner that week, it was Elizabeth, because she chose on Tuesday and her picks held up. Liz, that week we could have gone 10-6 very easily. There were some games that week 13. There were some incredible games week 13. And Aisha, I, and Elizabeth just scored, for lack of a better word. And Dream, I really felt bad. I really did, because 3 of us went 16-0. 5 people went 14-2.
I think I was one of those.
Yeah. What a week, and you still lost 2 games.
Yeah.
That sucked. That's why I felt bad. I was like, man, you had 14-2 is impressive. Oh, wait. The idiots went 16-0. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That was pretty annoying.
Yeah, I've been on that side, dude, where I get the 14-2 and someone does 15-1. Oh, my God, a great week, and I still lost a game.
Yeah.
But week 13 really did it for me. And that one put me in the lead significantly. And I think it was either week 12 or week 14 where I started 8-0. And then I started taking some losses. Oh. But it's crazy, man.
I think week 2 and 3 messed me up drastically.
Me too.
Yeah. And then there was another one where I just had an awful week where I only got like 5 right. And I was like, I quit football. I quit picking football.
It was tough, dude.
I really debated, honestly, after that big loss, I really debated doing the opposite of Cuervo. Just all away teams. Fuck it.
Oh, yeah. Well, all we have to do is look back and see how it would have gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go ahead and call it, and I will catch up with you later, man.
All right. Oh, look at that. You went 14-2? Sorry. I went 14-2. You didn't gain any games. Sorry. Dream, thank you. Liz, thank you. Everyone else in the chat room, thank you for joining us. Roz, and thank you. Everyone else who spent time with us and who is also watching us but didn't bother to let me know. Thank you. And everyone else who's watching us. Oh, Talented Universe, Michael, and everyone else. Thanks, guys. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Merry Christmas. Happy Robonica. And we'll see you guys. Dream, take us away.
See you guys. Peace.
All right. Elizabeth Bowman, thank you for the like. See you guys.